Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all New Jersey students, sponsored by the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check out the full schedule at njacac.org/virtualfair. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, njacac.org/virtualfair. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Samantha Bell, and I am one of the admissions counselors here at FDU. I'm actually based off of the Metropolitan campus, but I recruit for both campuses within Somerset and Middlesex County. I'm joined today by Mara Fox, and she's going to introduce herself right now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Maura Fox. I work primarily at the Florham campus at FDU, but I do recruit for the entire university, of course, for the Jersey Shore area. So if you're from Monmouth, Ocean Atlantic, or Cape May County, hello, thank you for joining. We are really excited to have you all here with us. We have a great presentation lined up for you, and we also have some great current student ambassadors with us. So Gabby and Jess, why don't you introduce yourselves before we get started?
I can go first. Hi, my name is Jess. I'm a junior on the Metropolitan campus. My major is marine biology with a concentration in environmental science. I am a resident on campus, and some clubs I'm involved in are Barcata, OLA, and International Student Association. So if you have any questions about student life or anything else, just put them in the Q&A section.
And hi, my name is Gabby. I am a senior commuter student from Towako, New Jersey. If you've never heard of us, don't feel bad, we're no longer on the map. My major is communications with a concentration in public relations. In addition to working in the admissions office, I'm also part of our university's honors program, as well as our school newspaper, The Pillar, so please feel free to ask me any questions about that.
Thank you, Gabby and Jess. They are our excellent student ambassadors, and they know FDU through and through. They're experiencing it right now, so please feel free to put your questions in the chat, and we'll answer them at the end of the presentation with our student ambassadors, and you can get to know exactly what it's like to live the FDU experience. So today we're going to talk about FDU's different campuses. We actually are, we have multiple campuses, but we are one FDU family. I'm going to start off by talking about our Metropolitan campus because it's near and dear and my home base. It is, I like to call it our hustle bustle kind of campus. We are located in Teaneck and in Hackensack, right in both cities, and split right down the middle by that river you see in the picture on the side of your screen, and that is the Hackensack River. So we're located in two different cities, but we do kind of have a residential feel to the campus on the actual campus. But there's two cities around it, which has lots of different transportation. There's different shopping places, and so it's really easy to get to. And Mara, can you tell us a little bit about the Florham campus?
Absolutely. So of course, as I mentioned before, I do work at the Florham campus, which you'll see on the left-hand side in this photo. It's a beautiful residential suburban campus located in Madison, New Jersey. So it's about 45 minutes to an hour away from the Metropolitan campus, but it gives you more of that residential feel, like I said. So the city of Madison, it's a very quaint suburban town surrounded by similar areas such as Madison, Chatham, Florham Park. So it's a great area for our students if they're looking to still get off campus and grab a bite to eat, but still maintain that residential campus feeling that they're looking for. It is an enclosed campus, and this picture that you see here, it actually was once home to the Vanderbilts. That was their former estate. So it's a beautiful campus, and if fingers crossed we ever get to that opportunity of being able to visit campuses, highly recommend you see both of them.
So in addition to our two New Jersey campuses, we also have two campuses abroad. So that makes 4 total campuses for FDU. We have our Roxton College campus, which is located in England, just a couple miles outside of London. And then we also have our Vancouver campus, which is located in Canada. And each of them have their own kind of characteristics to themselves as well, and we're going to talk about them a little bit more as the presentation goes on. So in addition to incorporating a global perspective into all levels of our university life, we're very big on making sure that we encase a personal approach to education. So we do have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio, but you really want to know about our average class size. And our average class size is between 16 to 18 students. So you'll experience the classroom very similar to the classrooms you're already experiencing within your high school classes now. Your class sizes allow you to get to know your professors on a personal basis. They know who you are. They know what you're doing well with within their courses. They know what kind of coursework that you're struggling with. And they really are invested in each of our students. We also have 36 different sports teams available on our campuses, and we do have Division I and Division III, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go on. And there's lots of ways that you can get involved at FDU. We have over 144 clubs and organizations for you to get involved in, and we really do encourage our students to start their own clubs and organizations as well. We want to reflect your interests on campus. As I mentioned before, a global perspective is really important on our campus. So last year alone, we had over 100 countries represented at FDU. So we are one FDU family, but each campus has its own characteristics. The Metropolitan campus, as I mentioned before, is more of our hustle bustle kind of campus. This is the campus where you're going to find our Division I sports teams. And this is also the campus that we're allowed to give out sports scholarships on. It's a little bit of a bigger population on this campus. We have about 3,000 undergraduate students and a little more of a graduate population on this campus as well, with about 1,700 graduate students. And because there's so much transportation nearby, it really is easy to get in and out of campus. So we do find that about 50% of our freshmen commute to this campus. Like I said, there's so many different ways for you to get involved in the Metropolitan campus. We have about 72 clubs and organizations right now, and we're hoping that you'll add some new ones when you join us at FDU.
All right, and I'll talk a little bit more about the Florham campus. Like I said, it is a pretty much more residential and suburban type of feel than our Metropolitan campus, and it does host our Division III athletics. So if you are interested in playing a sport in college, it's always important to look at, which level you're interested in competing at, whether that's D3, which is the least competitive, and D1 is definitely the most competitive. Our Florham campus does host our Division III football team, so that's a really exciting opportunity we have for our students. And it is a bit smaller than our Metropolitan campus, so overall they have a little less than 3,000 undergraduate students, but it is a higher residential population, so almost 75% of all of our first-year students do choose to live on campus, and that four-year percentage rate is closer to about 80%, so it's definitely primarily residential. And then we do also offer plenty of clubs and organizations for you to join. So the big difference here between our two campuses is that feel. If you're looking for something more city-like or something more residential, that's something to pay attention to when you're checking out our two campuses. I want to actually just ask a quick question to our student ambassadors. What is your favorite part about your home campus that you go to?
So definitely like my favorite part that I've been telling everybody on tour since I started is because of the historical nature of the Florham campus. There are a lot of trees on campus, and towards the end of November, all of them will go away except for the evergreen trees. So it'll start to smell like Christmas just around the time that we're all getting really stressed out over finals. So you just have to breathe in deep, smell Christmas, and you're okay again.
My favorite thing about the Metro campus is the amount of activities that we have on campus, between basketball games, baseball games, just hanging out on, you can see our commencement green in that photo. And a big thing we have is our organization fair at the beginning of the year. And our commencement green is filled with all of the different organizations, and you can go to literally each table and talk to them and just talk about your interests, talk about even your things you're not interested in, and just learn new things, which I think is great.
So we are limited in the amount of time that we have today, but Jessica, can you tell us a little bit about the Metropolitan campus?
Yes, so right now you're looking at our footbridge, like Sam mentioned. We are between two towns, the Teaneck side and the Hackensack side, and it is connected by our footbridge, which goes over our Hackensack River. I enjoy sitting out on the footbridge because there's benches and tables, so you can do schoolwork as well as talk with friends or just enjoy the nice weather. Personally, I think this is the best spot to enjoy our sunsets.
Thank you. And Gabby, can you tell us a little bit about the Florham campus?
Sure. So like I mentioned, the Florham campus is a historical campus. This picture really sums it up. It's a favorite part of campus for a lot of our students, especially because within the walls of campus, there's Wi-Fi everywhere you go. So back behind the mansion is a popular homework spot, especially when the weather's nice. One of my friends that recently graduated loved to tan out here because it is so pretty. It does feel like you are not at school. It feels like you're on vacation when you're out here when the weather's nice. So everyone absolutely likes to gravitate out towards this area of camp.
Thank you. So FDU has lots of different programs available for students to study. We are a liberal arts university, so there's a lot for you to explore. We are known for our natural sciences as well as education and business programs and our School of Hospitality. And with all of our programs, you would get assigned one of our academic advisors, and they're going to help you with every step of the way to get you through your program and to get you graduated on time.
So in addition to all of the great experiences that you'll have in the classroom with your professors, we also have a lot of great opportunities for you outside of the classroom through our internship opportunities with our Career Development Center. Our Academic Support Center provides great resources for our students, and we offer plenty of events on campus and off campus to really emphasize that importance of giving you a global perspective, like Sam had mentioned earlier in the presentation. So for example, through whether it's through your professor or through your career development office, you have great opportunities for internships. And Gabby, I know that you have had an internship in the past. So can you talk a little bit about what that experience was like getting it?
Sure. So within my own major department, my advisor is really good about making sure that the grad assistants are looking for jobs for us. So under normal circumstances, usually around once a week, we'll get a whole list of job or internships in the area that are available to us. She actually just emailed me today with a job opportunity at an organization that has an alumni working there recruiting for students. So she's really good about keeping that network up. Outside of an individual department, the career development is super, super awesome about connecting you with all of your options that your major allows you. So that's how I found my current internship, via our Handshake website. On that website, all of those jobs are within commutable distance of both campuses, and they are looking specifically for FDU kids, and they're all, vetted by career development, so there's no scary scams or anything like that. So they really do make it as stress-free as it possibly can be to find an internship and then later on a job.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabby. So in addition to that, we do have partnerships with the United Nations. We also have a really cool New Jersey speaker series where we do have well-known speakers come to campus to talk to our students. So plenty of opportunities that we offer for our students to really get that hands-on experience within their 4 or 5 years at FDU before they graduate and go out into the real world, including our study abroad opportunities, but we'll get into more depth with that a little bit later on.
Sorry, I was muted. So another great thing about FDU is our proximity to New York City. The Metropolitan campus is just about 6 miles away from New York City, and our Florham campus is about 35 miles away. So really only like a 45-minute drive. Both campuses has direct train lines that are close by that you can take in and out of New York. And in addition to using New York City for internship and job opportunities, we also like to just have a little fun. Our student life likes to organize a lot of different trips in and out of the city. We have our Broadway Bound program, which is one of our more popular student life activities. And on the Florham campus, it's free. On the Metropolitan campus, this is about $25, and it actually covers your transportation in and out of the city as well as your Broadway ticket. So you'll never see a Broadway show for cheaper. They also run fun trips into the city for some different museums, as well as trips to the Statue of Liberty. Last year, our students actually got to go to the Color Factory, so they got to take lots of really fun, colorful pictures for Instagram. They also organize just fun shopping trips as well. And you get to eat at all the different restaurants that are available in New York. So it really is one of the greatest advantages to our students. So we mentioned earlier that we do have a difference between the sports that are available on both of our campuses. On the Metropolitan campus, we are the Metropolitan Knights, and we are proud of it. We are the Division I campus as well. Last year, or I'm sorry, the year before, our students got to participate in March Madness for our basketball team, and we're so proud of them. There is a difference in the sports that are available on each campus. So on our Metropolitan campus, you're going to find our track and field teams for both indoor and outdoor for men and women. And then you're also going to find our women's fencing team on this campus as well.
And as for the Florham campus, we are Division III athletics. So like I said, it's a little less competitive than Division I. And specifically on our Florham campus that is not offered at the D1 level at Metro, we have our football, lacrosse, and field hockey teams. So it's important to note that when you are looking at specifically FDU, if you are interested in playing a sport, that you take a look at the sport, that you take a look at the two campuses and the sports that are offered, because as a note, the campus that you go to is the one that you are playing for. So you can't live at Florham but compete at the D1 level at Metro. So just a little tidbit we like to provide for all of you.
Also, if you're interested in playing for an FDU team, I highly recommend reaching out to our coaches. CC all those associate coaches on the email as well, so you get your name in as many people's heads as possible. And that way it just shows that you're interested in playing for them and starts the connection process to get you to try out for their team. In addition to our sports teams, we also run intramurals. And I remember, Jessica, you participated in some intramural sports, right?
I did. So I played softball in high school, but I really wanted to focus on my academics in college. But I was really bummed out I couldn't play sports. Luckily, we have intramurals, which is the best thing ever. It's just a bunch of us college kids getting together and just having fun, blowing off steam from classes sometimes, or just relaxing in our fitness center. So I actually did volleyball and I did badminton, and we also offer wiffle ball as well as soccer and basketball. And even if you don't play, it's also a great way to watch your friends have fun.
Thank you. So sorry. So we also have our two study abroad campuses that are FDU owned and operated. We have our Roxton campus, which is located in England. And then we also have our Vancouver campus, which is located in Canada. And I mentioned those earlier on in our presentation, but we also have partnerships all around the world. If you're interested in studying abroad, we have partnerships in Spain, Switzerland, Thailand. We'll pretty much send you wherever it's safe for you to go. And we also offer short-term and long-term study abroad opportunities. So you can go for a week over spring break, or you could do a shortened semester like the summer the summer semester or our winter semester, or you could go for a full semester like in the fall or in the spring. So there's lots of different opportunities when it comes to study abroad. Ooh. Sorry, guys. In addition, so a little bit of information about our FDU owned and operated campuses. Because they're FDU owned and operated, you get billed through the university, so it's no additional charge for you to attend them. With our Roxton campus, one of the most popular things about this campus is the fact that classes only run 4 days a week, and then you get these fun 3-day weekends to travel abroad. Our students have done university-sponsored trips to Paris, France. They've also gone to Scotland. They've done trips within England as well. They've gone to Stratford and Shakespeare's hometown, as well as Stonehenge. So it's a great way to kind of explore Europe and get out there. And then with our Vancouver campus, we also offer what's called the homestay option, where you can live with a family within Canada and immerse yourself in the Canadian culture. Did either of our ambassadors attend our one of our FDU campuses?
I did. So FDU is very culture rich to the point that a lot of students, myself included, end up creating their own little FDU bucket list. And at the top of mine, as is the case for a lot of my classmates, was getting to go to the Roxton campus. But I figured out pretty early on that 4 months abroad just wasn't going to work for me for a couple of reasons. So an honors perk fell through, and I was able to go last winter and a short-term study abroad option to the Roxton campus, and finally check that off my bucket list. So it was an absolute amazing experience, especially because this will be my last semester. I'm graduating early. So at this point, I've now officially achieved everything that was on my FDU bucket list before my time at the university is up.
That's awesome. So you guys are probably wondering how to submit your application to FDU. We are available through the Common Application or through the FDU application. We don't have a preference for either application. You can fill out whichever one is more convenient for you. If you know that you're FDU through and through from the moment you submit your application and you want to come in as an early decision student, the deadline for early decision is going to be November 15th. But we're also rolling admissions for all of our other applicants, so we will accept applications all the way through the summer. In order to complete your transcript, to complete your application, we are going to need your high school transcript and your test scores. And if you apply by November 15th and submit your information and complete your application, you can actually qualify for a free application grant and a renewable $1,000 application grant as well. But there's lots of other scholarships that are available as well. Mara, can you tell us about our scholarships?
Absolutely, and we actually just received a question regarding merit scholarships, so I am happy to address that when I talk about this information. So here at FDU, we are a private university. With that being said, we are able to award all of our students who get accepted into FDU a merit scholarship. And since we are test optional, those merit scholarships are based solely on your high school transcripts and the types of classes you've taken and your GPA and what goes into all of that. So no need to fret if you were unable to take the SAT or ACT. Because we are test optional, we look at our merit scholarships from a high school transcript point of view. So like I said, every student who gets accepted is awarded one, and you are known, or you are told right on your acceptance letter how much money you're getting for that merit scholarship. And it is renewable all 4 years. You just have to maintain a minimum GPA each year in order to keep it. And then also in your acceptance letter will be listed that grant that Sam mentioned earlier that's also renewable. And besides that, of course, we do provide need-based aid, and that primarily comes from the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. You can start filling that out October 1st of your senior year. So if you are currently a senior, that time is already upon you. Crazy how time is already flying. With that information, you're just going to provide us with family income, tax information, things like that. And if you do send it to us, we will provide you with a financial aid package, which you should receive in the mail a couple weeks after you would receive your acceptance letter. And that will include any sorts of need-based loans or grants that you are eligible for. Now, one question I always get from parents and families and students when I'm talking to them is, hey, I'm not qualified for financial aid. I don't think the government's going to give me any money. What is the point in filling out the FAFSA? Well, I will tell you that we as a university provide our own need-based grants, and those are directly given to you from the information that we receive on your FAFSA. So it's very possible that you will still be getting money from us from a need-based grant point of view, but we cannot give you that money until you fill out the FAFSA. So I know it can be a little bit time consuming, but it's definitely something I always encourage students to look into and to apply for, because you never know what you're going to get. And if you have any questions regarding that information with financial aid and need-based aid specifically, our Office of Financial Aid is always willing to sit down with families, make one-on-one appointments. We want to make sure you feel the most comfortable coming into the university.
So today we have our 2 student ambassadors, but we have lots more too. And if you have questions, even after you've asked them all to Jessica and Gabby, you can log into our Unibuddy app, and you can find it at fdu.edu/chat. And you can even ask or sort the ambassadors based on their academic program. So say you have a question about a specific program that Gabby or Jess can't answer today, feel free to connect with our student ambassadors through our chat. You can also connect with the different admissions counselors as well, and you can find your specific admissions counselor.
In addition to our Unibuddy app, we of course are located on all forms of social media. So you can find us at FDU Admissions on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow along with us through all of the things that we are doing with our virtual events, different posts that we share regarding our current students, and a lot of cool stuff that goes on campus.
So go ahead and apply now. You can go FDU by going to fdu.edu/go. But also we are going to be having virtual open houses coming up soon. We actually have one this Saturday, October 10th at 10 a.m. And you can still sign up by going to fdu.edu/open house. It's a great way to meet all of your future professors, as well as learn about your programs and what's going on within each of the majors that we offer at FDU. So if you can join us, I highly recommend it. It'll be a fun time. So this is where we will open it up to questions and begin our student panel. Before we do, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has joined us today. And then we will start fielding questions now.
Yes, feel free to use the chat feature at the bottom of the screen. The Q&A portion, we'll be monitoring it, and we'll have our current students answer some of your questions. So someone's actually asking specifically about study abroad experiences. So I know, Gabby, you've studied abroad, and Jess, you have not yet. However, do you know of any of your friends or other students who have studied abroad in places like China, South Korea? What are other examples of study abroad countries that students have gone to?
So I have like a multitude of friends in a lot of different majors. So one of them actually did a full semester at our France partnership, and then she went over the summer to our China campus and absolutely loved it. So she couldn't recommend it highly enough. I had a friend go to the Vancouver campus, which is a little bit more of an international campus. She said she was the only first language English speaker on campus a lot of the times in her classes. And she also went for a semester in our Madrid partnership. So she's been all over the globe, really anywhere you can kind of make work for you. The Office of Study Abroad is super friendly. I know a lot of my friends that went to the Roxton campus for the full semester that had to work closely with the Office of Study Abroad, rave about the liaison there that works directly with Roxton. So they are very approachable if you have any questions about any of our options. They're great people to reach out to.
You can also talk with your advisor about where you would like to study abroad. For me personally, my major is marine biology, so sadly I can't go to Roxton, although I really want to. But for my major, our program is setting up an agreement with a school down in the Dominican Republic where we'll actually be out on the water for most of the day. One of my friends, she actually couldn't go to the Dominican Republic, so she went to a school in Hawaii for the summer. And with that study abroad option, she was able to get an internship with the New York Aquarium, working with sharks, which is what she hopes to do in the future.
Wow, that is so incredible. I'm honestly jealous, and I wish I was back in college able to have these studied abroad experiences. Another question that we've received is regarding campus life. So, what do you do when you are not in class?
So, when I'm not in class, typically I will hang out in any of our common areas. They're all super comfortable. I think that the Zen building, their eatery, Leaves and Grains, has like the best couches I've ever sat upon in my entire life. So it is a very friendly community where you can kind of just plop down in any of the communal areas and have a nice relaxing time in between classes. But we're also running a lot of events at any given moment, specifically for the first 40 days of each academic school year. We have what are called Devil Days on the Florham campus with events happening nonstop. So you'll never be bored. You'll never be looking for something to do. It's a great way to get out of your room, make some new friends. If you're a returning student, it's a way to definitely get reacquainted with being in our family-friendly environment and things like that.
For me, I'm usually all over campus. If I'm not in class, I could either be at the fitness center, running on a treadmill, or just hanging out with friends in our commuters lounge. I could be in the library studying, doing homework or group studying. Even in our student union building, like on the Florham campus, we have a lot of events going on throughout the day, as well as events that organizations have. So you can always look at our bulletin boards and find it full with flyers of events going on. Another thing that I enjoy is our student union building hands out a calendar of all the events going on throughout the semester, so I can kind of plan which ones I'm going to if I'm not in class, so I make sure I can check out something new.
That's awesome. Another question that I received is, how is the food? And be honest.
So I usually tell people on tour, food, like art, is in the eye of the beholder. So for me, I think the food on campus is okay. I really like it. I was actually getting emotional last semester since my time is running out at FDU. I was like, the fries are so good. And I was like really upset that like my window for having these fries is running out. But also with the Florham campus, and I believe it's the same for the Metro campus, there are also like a lot of places to check out off campus if you're maybe looking for something different than campus food, even though gourmet dining is really good about making sure that you have a nice variety and you have a lot of choices. They're also really great at accommodating allergies and dietary restrictions, which I know is a very big deal for a lot of people.
On the Metro campus, our main dining hall, there is a large variety of different foods, and it even changes each night. Like we have pasta Sundays, we have taco Tuesdays. My favorite was when we had sushi Fridays. And then there's like burgers, you can have your hot dogs. They also have a cooking station where you can make your own food. So I was kind of hesitant when I got on campus my freshman year. I was scared I was going to burn the food, but actually last semester I got down the perfect recipe for fried rice, and I looked forward to making that at night. So I was kind of sad this semester that I can't cook, because I really look forward to trying new recipes and finding out what else I can like.
I would like to just add, I had the barbecue chicken flatbread the other day from Freshens, and it was delicious. So there are lots of different foods that you can get on campus.
Absolutely. I think the one that I like, it's at Leaps and Grains. I think it's like the chicken Caesar salad wrap, but specifically I get the breaded chicken, which is always the unhealthier option as opposed to the grilled chicken. But you know, you sometimes do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that one's the best.
Yeah. Okay, another question I have for you both are, what are your classes like? Are they lecture-based, conversation-based, your professors? Tell us about that.
So I'm a communications major, which means a lot of my classes say they're lectures, but end up on the more conversational side. I absolutely love when I have a class in one of our seminar rooms because it's more of like a conference room style. And if it's not in there, my professors will usually be like, all right, make a circle. We're communications majors. We have to talk to each other. So I like that we always get to build off of new ideas, and no class at FDU, especially for the communication department, will ever be the same because so much of it is based upon the things that we as students glom onto. So I really like that kind of individualized experience.
My major, marine biology, it's lecture-based and lab-based, so I spend time in the labs doing hands-on experience, which is personally my favorite. But I really enjoy the lecture classes because it can go into a discussion. One of the classes I took last semester was organic chemistry, and almost everyone I talked to was like, oh my gosh, this is such a hard class. But the professor was so good about it. If he drew something on the board, he would make sure to explain it very well, and if we had any questions, we could ask them and he would answer them. He was very good about that, and even if we didn't have questions, he would just make up a random question and answer it. And what I really loved about that class is he also brought in real life experiences. Like he actually talked about the plastic in old cars and how under the heat they would like morph. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that class.
All right, and now I just have two more questions for both of you. So the first is, why did you choose FDU?
So I like to say FDU chose me because I had never heard of her before. My mom had a family member that used to actually work in the admissions office who doesn't anymore, and it hasn't for I think a couple years now. So she was like, you're absolutely gonna love campus, and I was like, I don't know, I never heard of her, sounds like someone sneezing. I want to go somewhere in New England. I'm a New England girl at heart, I just know it. And I like ate my words immediately. We visited in the fall my first time around. I was a junior, and everything was just golden and it looked like a movie set, and it was like super easy to just see myself around every corner. And my parents said that when I finally got my acceptance letter a year later, that they would have been nervous with how fast I made the decision to go there if they hadn't seen my my facial expression that first day visiting. They said that I got out of the car and I was home like immediately. So it's definitely been the right place for me. It proves itself time and time again, even if I do have doubts. Professors just care about you in ways that I don't think exist at other colleges, and you're always in incredibly good hands. So that's why I chose it. That's why I stay there, and that's why I love it.
So I ended up visiting the Metropolitan campus 3 times. I came for open house, and then I came for another tour, and then I actually came for admitted students day. And like Gabby said, that first time I stepped on campus, I could really see myself there for the next 4 years. And another big factor was that they had marine biology, which has been my dream since I was 5 years old. I just wanted to be a marine biologist. So when I met the professor for marine biology, I just instantly knew, like, the way he talked about it, he had the same passion I did. So I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. I'm still excited. Like, if you ask me any questions about marine biology, I could just go on forever and ever. So
Both great answers. Love all of that. And the last question that I want to leave our audience with is, what is one piece of advice you would give to these prospective students through the college search process?
Go with your gut. Try to ignore a lot of voices. Not all of them. You can pick and choose which ones you're going to trust. But I think in my experience with college, and it's something I've been yelling at my sister who's looking, she's a senior, that like everyone loves to give advice when it comes to college, and a lot of it might be unsolicited and it just overwhelms you. So definitely go with your gut, trust your judgment. You guys are adults now for the most part, so you know you're gonna be fine. And then once you get to college, definitely have a good attitude about it, and ask for help when you need it, because there are people there to help you.
I definitely agree with what she said. But when you're looking into colleges, make sure it's a place you can see yourself. Make sure it's a place you can be comfortable, either if you're living on campus or commuting on to the campus, that you enjoy the classes that they offer, that they have the major that you want. And when you do start your college experience, make sure you try new things. That was my main thing when I started college, is I wanted to put myself out there, try new things, get new experiences, have new memories, which I have gotten from being at FDU.
Great. Thank you so much to both of our student ambassadors for providing an excellent student panel. That's of course why we have you both. We want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. We were happy to provide more information about Fairleigh Dickinson. If you want more, you're more than welcome to visit our website, fdu.edu. You can also reach out individually to any of us via email or that Unibuddy chat that we featured before. Sam, do you want to close it out? You're muted again.
Oh, we have so much fun with Zoom. I just want to say thank you again to our student ambassadors for joining us today. Make sure to connect with our ambassadors through our Unibuddy app and to follow us on our social medias. We are at FDU Admissions. We post different updates about the application process as well as our upcoming events. Also, we have more fun ambassador events that happen through Instagram Live as well. So definitely check us out on social media. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us today, and I hope you guys all stay safe and healthy.
All right, great. Thank you guys so much. Turn my camera on. Thank you all for joining us today. When you close the window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. So we'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at njacac.org/virtualfair. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at njacac.org/virtualfair. Thank you.